All right, so we're at Kamikaze today and we're hitting legs. If you remember last week, I started with hamstrings and I went into quads, and then I kind of flip-flopped back and forth between the two, but today I'm just gonna do hamstrings first and then do quads after. I'm gonna kind of compare the two and see which one I like more. Doing legs both at the same time is kind of new for me. Not completely new, it's just the last couple of years I've been doing hamstrings separately, quads separately, and you saw me do a little split of quads and hams on the same day a few weeks ago, but now I'm kind of switching back to just doing all legs at the same time, just to kind of condense my training a little bit, and really just see what works best for me. So probably gonna do mostly leg curls today. I'm kind of staying away from any hinging movements. They tend to put too much stress on my lower back, and I am trying to squat later, so I don't really want to fatigue my lower back, and I find that I get a really good hamstring connection with just lying leg curls and seated leg curls. And I might switch it up and throw in some single leg movements, but I might keep those reserved for quads. I've said it millions of times at this point that my hamstrings are way ahead of my quads, so we're kind of going to continue forward with that trend and do less work on the hamstrings, more work on the quads. But with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and get started with warming up. I'm warming up here on the lying leg curl. I just warm up with my first movement, do a few sets, get the blood flowing before I start hitting my first working set. So let's just get to it.
So, I'm a little upset. I just realized I forgot to bring my intra-workout carbs, which is apple juice, by the way. You can do cluster dextrin, but apple juice is a little cheaper. It's a little bit, I like it, man. It's not out. But anyway, on the lying ham curl, I was doing my working sets, my first two, with 130. Because I don't have a training partner, I just dropped the weight by 2 pins to almost simulate force reps. It's not exactly the same, but if you think about it, when you're doing force reps with a partner and they're pushing the pad down, hoping to lock out the rep, they're taking some of the weight off. So if you don't have a training partner and you want to get force reps in to get some more volume, which I highly recommend, by the way, definitely just lower the pin and then just rep it out until you can't squeeze any up. And you can keep going down, and I wouldn't even consider that really a drop set. And you can do it for the last set, you can do it for every set. Just kind of play around with it and see what volume works for you. But we're here now at the seated hand curl, and I don't do a full warm up for continuing movements after my first one, but I always like to do at least a feeler set to kind of get an idea of where I'm at. So this isn't my working set, but I'm just gonna do a few reps here, kind of see where my strength is after finishing those ham curls, and then we'll choose a weight from here. Let's continue on with the workout.
So apparently I'm an idiot. And hopefully this is recording. But I just filmed a bunch of footage with me talking. And it didn't pick up the microphone. So I'm just that guy, I guess. But whatever. Here we go. Next set. Now, it's bad enough already being the guy in the gym with the tripod and the camera, looking like a weirdo, talking to yourself, which you are and you aren't. I mean, I'm talking to you, but you're not here. You're over there, like behind the screen, but not behind it. But anyway, to already look like you're talking to yourself and you have a microphone, and then you find out that the mic isn't on, forget it, dude. Just forget it. So you hope you get crushed by the squats when that happens. Because I was saying some good stuff too, and it's wasted. No one will ever know. That was probably the one thing you needed to hear to get jacked as fuck. And now it's just lost to the ethos of the gym. Whatever. I don't even care. Oh, shit. Whew. What? All right, that's it for squats. Let's move on to something else. Before I get started, I'm going to fatigue my legs by sitting in this squat position. But I'm going to do single leg pendulum squats. Now, I don't know if this is universal for all pendulum squats, but this one is perfectly set up to do one leg at a time. If you have the opportunity to do single leg pendulum squats, give it a try. You'll never want to do walking lunges again. You'll never want to do Bulgarian split squats again, because they're worse than both of them combined. The stretch connection I get in my quads with these is legitimately unreal. And this machine is brutal. I got 145 plate on there and it's just down. So yeah, I'm constantly checking the mic. I'm paranoid now, but anyway, I'm just gonna do it. My legs are shot now. All right. I always like to take a break between legs as well, instead of just doing one right after the other, because, oh, you gotta be even. Well, I'm being even. I'm catching my breath. So if I start my right leg fully recovered, I'm gonna be able to get more reps. But if I start the left leg fatigued, it's gonna be a lot harder to match the reps, and I want to keep it even. So I'll rest 30 seconds to a minute between, so I can get the full strength, the full potential out of my left leg. Even standing still sucks. Whew. Before I jump into my set here, I want to go over something that's a pet peeve of mine, and that's when people say that they're saving their energy for later in their workout. And by saving their energy, they mean not training hard from the very first set. And the reason why that's so backwards, like, try to follow me here on this, right? Do we grow through comfort or through struggle? Okay, I'm going to pretend like you gave the right answer there. We grow through struggle. So, in my mind, if I go balls to the walls, my first movement of the workout, and make each exercise after that harder and harder and harder, and I might not be able to push maximum weight, but I'm not trying to push maximum weight for the whole lift. I'm trying to go beyond my current limit. And if I'm only training at my peak potential, aka not pushing past it, then I'm not growing. You're just tricking yourself. And then maybe on your last movement, if you're like, most lifters, I think, just go hard, maybe on their last set, or trick themselves that they're going hard. So don't hold back. This is a full-on assault on your muscles. Like, without a doubt. If it's anything less, then you're not growing. You're just playing pretend. And playing pretend doesn't build muscle. Hard work does. listen up, gentlemen. We can't let the ladies run the show the whole time, okay? We can have thick thighs too. This is a free world. Seriously though, don't neglect your adductors. If you hit them at the beginning or the end of your leg day, it'll be good either way, but it'll help strengthen your squat, give you bigger legs, the inside of the legs. We don't want thigh gaps. Thigh gaps are for skinny bitches. All right, legs have been obliterated, and you can already see there is a pump happening right now. There is a definite pump happening right now. We're gonna go all the way. The shorts are coming off. You guys are lucky that I don't have a premium on this show, but trust me, one day. Actually, I'm so kind, it will be free all the time. I wouldn't put a price tag on this, but legs are definitely thickening up and shaping up for sure. For show. Lighting in here leaves a little bit to be desired, but oh, excuse me. It is what it is. There's only so much you can do. I'll just show you the waist here. The waist to quad ratio. But yeah, we're feeling good. Legs are absolutely demolished. Really enjoying the I wouldn't say lighter, but just more focused on pushing the knees forward and getting more emphasis on the quad in my squatting movements. Whereas before, I guess to explain, let me step back and see if you can see. Okay, so you can see me here, right? So if you're doing a quad movement, you want to push through your toes. I guess you don't really need to see this. Instead of the middle of your foot. If you think about pushing through the middle of your foot, it's going to get the entirety of your leg. But if you think about driving your knees forward, you're going to get more quad stimulus. And you still want to break at the hips, but you primarily want to be pushing the knees forward. But if you have weak knees, you might want to do some mobility drills. You might want to check out, knees over toes guy, whatever. Look up some PT exercises through him and, get your knees straight, knees solid before you start, putting extra stress on them. But I'm going to do some posing as well as finishing up with abs. No cardio tonight, but I'll see you in the car. The drive home from any workout is kind of like, it's like a bittersweet moment. It's like you're glad that you're done, but you're sad that you're done. You wish that you could just work out for infinity. You never get sore, but then you'd miss being sore because being sore is like not doesn't exactly mean that you're building muscle, but you feel like you're building muscle. Man, it's just, I had a good workout. That's essentially what I'm trying to say. But I think all lifters out there really understand what I'm trying to say. But leg day, man, don't skip it. Don't skip it, dude. Stop. I know it's funny seeing all the videos of people hitting, my favorite leg day split. It's like 3x10 bicep curls and 4x12 of tricep push down. That's a meme, okay? You gotta hit your legs. You guys are walking around looking like Mr. Incredible out here. These jacked upper bodies. Like, not like, you can't even really say jacked. Like, I would go so far as to say, if you got a big upper body and no legs, you don't get to be called jacked. I just, that's the rule from here on out. So, it says something about men's physique. I'm just playing, okay? Chill out. But for real, you got to train your legs. And there are men's physique guys that do train legs, but I think we all know who I'm talking about. I mean, it's literally been proven that, like, if you have bigger legs, I think, at least, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that if you train legs, it's like, it increases your testosterone or something. That could be complete fabricated BS, but just pretend like it does, just for the sake of hitting your legs, man, and make it hard. Guys will have the most elaborate chest day, back workout, arm workout, but then legs is just default, like leg press and leg extension, like, and it's not even hard. Like, you literally, like, now I'm not staring at people at the gym, but I am watching. So I'm watching you. If you see me at the gym, I know that you're there, and I see what you're doing. You got to train harder, bro. You got to train harder. I know you're in there because you want gains. We all want gains, but you got to work for it. I think that's the craziest part about your physique, your build, is it's literally a direct representation of the work that you put into it. Now, there's going to be those people out there that are like, well, if you're natural, if you're, enhanced lifter, shut up. Like, be quiet, okay? If you're natural, okay, that's your thing. That's your thing. Don't be concerned with whatever jacked bro over there is doing, okay? He's got his own set of rules. Worry about your own rules. Don't worry about what Joe Schmo on the bench next to you is doing. If you're benching 135, okay, bring it down. Calm down. So, you're benching 135, right? That's your 100% output for 10 reps. That's your 100%. And you look over to your right, and you got, biggest dude in the gym repping 405 for 10. That's his best. And you think to yourself, man, I'm just a piece of trash. I'm nothing compared to this guy. I'm just going to quit lifting. Well, hold on a second. That guy, the only thing he's got on you is time. But if you're both training to 100%, you're both improving. And that's what it's about. It's about being better than yourself. It's not about looking to the guy to your right or to your left and comparing. Now, if you want to see, like, look to your right and some dude's benching 405 and you're like, that's what I want to do, then talk to the dude and ask him what you should do. Ask him what he did. And he's not going to be able to give you this formula of this roadmap to where he went. He's just going to tell you something that worked for him. Implement it, try it, see if it works for you. If it doesn't work, it doesn't necessarily mean it was bad advice. It just might mean that it was relevant to him. So you got to keep asking questions. But what you got to look at, what's the important part is giving 100%. You can't expect to walk in on day one or it be in your first year and compare yourself to the guy who's on year 10. That just doesn't even make sense, right? There's obviously a discrepancy in skill for sure, but effort is absolute. It's a percentage, right? It's just what you can output with your 100% effort is going to be different, but the output becomes greater if you continually put in 100% over time. I think most of you understand what I'm trying to say. So that's the key. Like, don't worry about what other people are doing. And that's why, especially like with legs and all of these, with bodybuilding especially, it's one thing to be able to walk around the gym and be the most jacked dude in the gym. Like, it's cool walking around being huge, right? It definitely gives you an ego boost. But at the same time, you're not going to be lifting what you look like you're able to lift to achieve that look. It's really weird, right? Most people see like the biggest dudes in the gym, like bodybuilders, right? Like they're going to start repping like, what powerlifters bench for a 1 rep max. Bodybuilders look like they could rep that for like multiple, but in reality, on a 1 rep, 3 rep, they're not going to be as strong as a powerlifter in most cases. So it's really like, don't care, dude. Like, who cares if you're curling less than the guy that weighs 30 pounds less than you, but your arms are twice as big? I don't understand the correlation there. If you're chasing big arms or big muscles, who cares what weight you have to use? And in my mind, like, I love lifting heavy. Lifting heavy is fun, right? We're dudes. We're filled with testosterone. We love competing with each other. We love competing with ourselves. But at the end of the day, my number one goal is to get as big as possible. And I want to train as hard as I can, but I don't want to cause unnecessary amounts of fatigue. I want to fatigue myself in an efficient manner. And if I can fatigue myself in a more efficient manner with less weight, that's going to be more conducive to building muscle, why would I not choose that route? And obviously you have to go, you have to choose between, okay, what am I going to give up more effort on? Is it going to be the more slow and controlled, or is it going to be the more kind of like grip it and rip it type repetitions? And that's what you're going to find out over time, like slowly over time. But I would say, lock the form down, build the mind-muscle connection. If you don't have a good sense of mind-muscle connection, especially with back, just throw the grip it and rip it out the window, in my opinion, because you really got to learn how to connect with that muscle before you can start gripping it and ripping it. I think, if you're just like moving the weight, like the weight is flying, if you know how to connect with the muscle, then that's fine. If the tension's on the muscle, that's great. But if you're just like throwing the weight around and stuff and you don't really feel it, what and where, and you're feeling a barbell row in your triceps and your calves and whatnot, yeah, dude, you got to fix something. But you get what I'm saying at this point. I'm just kind of rambling on. Could go in circles forever. But I appreciate you guys for listening to my little rants. But as for right now, that's going to be it. So appreciate you. Have a good night. I'll see you when I see you.